I got the ultimate revenge on my friend who wouldn't stop copying me. Ashley is this girl in my friend group who's been copying me for years now. It started with little things. I got this pair of really nice shoes I'd been saving up for ages, and literally the day after I wore them to school the first time, she showed up wearing the exact same ones. Annoying, but whatever. It's a free country. She can buy those shoes if she likes them. But the exact same thing happened with a jacket a couple weeks later. Then I took up knitting in the winter and made myself a hat, and she kept pestering me to teach her how to knit. I blew her off, but she must have learned somewhere else because a couple weeks later she was coming to school showing off all her new hand knit accessories. I actually think she got someone else to knit them for her because they were way too good for a beginner. But whatever. It wasn't just clothes either. If I mentioned a TV show, all of a sudden that was her favorite show, though she couldn't actually tell you any details about who the characters were or what was going on beyond what she'd just heard me say. Every time I mentioned a band, oh my god, she loves that band. Every time I would call her out on it, she did a great job of acting like I was crazy. She would say stuff like, "What makes you so interesting that I would copy you?" Or, "Lots of people like that show," or, "It's weird that you're so obsessed with me that you're like keeping tally of all my interests." Like I was the one with the problem and not her, and people believed her. My other friends would ask me why I was being so weird to Ashley. One of them even said that she was the one who had the shoes first and I copied her, which is absolutely not what happened. I know this all sounds kind of petty, but it honestly was making school really stressful because this completely annoying thing was happening to me and no one even noticed or believed me. She even showed up at the same resort on spring break as me and my parents one time so I couldn't escape her on break, and she copied my class schedule so it's not like I could get away from her during the school day either. But at least I had my job after school where I could get away from her. It's not like it's a good job or anything. I scoop ice cream at a Baskin-Robbins knockoff, but the pay actually isn't horrible and my boss is kind of cool so I like working there. And then last month, I showed up for work and my boss told me she's hired someone new for my shift. Guess who? I practically puked when Ashley walked out of the back room in her little hat and uniform. I couldn't believe that she had followed me here. As soon as our boss was gone, I asked her what the hell she was doing here, and she just looked at me like I was crazy and said, "I needed a job? Like this was the only job. This was the last straw." I decided I needed to prove to everyone that she was copying me once and for all, and I needed to do it in a way that would completely humiliate her. So I started dropping hints at school that I was really sick of my hair. I have really long curly hair that I absolutely love, but I started saying things like, "It takes so long to dry," and "It's just so heavy and annoying," and "Sometimes I think about just shaving it all off." At first I was really subtle about it, but over a couple weeks I started talking about it more and more. "Guys, I'm serious. I really think I might shave it off." My friends rolled their eyes and thought I was joking, but Ashley, always my hype girl, would say stuff like, "Oh, that would look so good on you," or whatever, saying, "I've always wanted to shave my head too, and maybe I'm going to do it," because of course she was going to agree with whatever sentiment came out of my mouth. I don't think it ever crossed her mind that I was serious about it, which obviously I wasn't, but I absolutely was serious about going on Amazon and buying a bald cap. A couple nights ago, I made my move. I put the bald cap on, and with a little makeup and a lot of photo editing, I managed to make it look like I was actually bald. I even painted a little bit of stubble on the bald cap to make it look more realistic. Like, it was good. I posted it on all my socials with the caption, "Finally did it. Feels so free." Comments started pouring in from people who were shocked, either telling me I looked good or that I'd made a horrible mistake, but I didn't care about any of them. I only cared about Ashley. I could not wait to get to school the next day and see her. I got up early to make sure I had time to style my hair and make it look its very, very best. Then I got to homeroom before the bell and sat down. Plenty of people who saw me were laughing and debating whether I completely fooled them or they totally knew the whole time. Whatever. Don't care either way. Waiting for Ashley. And then she walked in, bald as a cue ball. Girl looked like a naked mole rat with eyeliner. She saw me and her jaw dropped. She just stood in the doorway to the classroom, completely frozen, staring at me. She tried to think of something to say, but finally she just screamed and ran out of the room crying. I called after her. "What's the matter? It was totally your idea, right?" But I don't think she heard me.